6 yards away from Pontiac. 3rd and 3.
We'll see a pickup sometime on the right side, possibly.
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone. Caught it! Dwight Clark!
This is The Catch, a game-winning touchdown pass in the final moments of the 1981 NFC title game. The quarterback was Joe Montana, who in his first full season as a starter had just brought the 49ers to their first Super Bowl in team history. This play put Montana on the map, and once he had the spotlight, he never looked back, leading the 49ers to 4 Super Bowls and earning first-ballot Hall of Fame honors at the turn of the century. To most of the United States, this is the Joe Montana that we know, a legend of the game that constantly delivered in clutch moments while donning the red and gold. But to the residents of South Bend, Indiana, he's known for his great moments while wearing another uniform. Today we will take a look at Joe Montana's iconic career at Notre Dame, showing rare footage from one of the most ridiculous comebacks you'll ever see. The Comeback Kids legend started in 1977 against Purdue. Montana was a junior, but had missed the entire 1976 season from a separated shoulder, and entered 1977 as the third-string quarterback. The first 2 games of the season did not feature inspiring quarterback play, and this trend continued in Game 3 as Notre Dame found themselves down by 2 scores in the 4th quarter against the Boilermakers. Early in that period, Irish quarterback Gary Forsteck would break his collarbone, giving Montana a chance to come in and save the day. And save the day he did, as Montana led Notre Dame on 2 clutch touchdown drives to pull out a 31-24 win. Joe Cool would be the starter from there on out, tearing through the regular season schedule, including a 30-point blowout win against number 5 USC. Late in the season, the Fighting Irish would find themselves on the ropes in Death Valley, trailing 17-7 in the 4th quarter. Montana would then call his own number at the end of 2 long drives to score 2 touchdowns and win the game 21-17.
Montana is the Notre Dame quarterback sneak and touchdown! Touchdown Notre Dame, Joe Montana! 3rd down play. Montana. Touchdown Notre Dame. Notre Dame 21, Clemson 17.
After winning their last 2 games, Notre Dame found themselves playing for the national championship against number 1 Texas in the Cotton Bowl. This Texas team was a juggernaut, having taken down 4 top 15 teams behind an elite run game led by Heisman winner Earl Campbell. The first quarter was a low-scoring affair, with the teams tied at 3 going into the second. The second period would see a scoring explosion from Notre Dame as they forced 3 turnovers and turned them all into touchdowns, the last of which being a 17-yard strike from Montana to Ferguson. Texas would score late in the half to make the score 24-10, but that would be their final points of the game. The Fighting Irish shut out the Longhorns in the second half and scored 2 touchdowns to win 38-10. This victory resulted in Notre Dame finishing number 1 in the polls, taking home the 10th national championship in program history.
We're the best football team in the United States.
With this championship, Montana had cemented himself as a legend in South Bend. With 1 more year of eligibility left, the comeback kid chose to return to Notre Dame for his senior year to improve his draft stock. The 1978 season would not be quite as magical for Notre Dame, going 8-3 through regular season play. While there was no national title to play for, the Fighting Irish had still earned a prestigious bowl bid and would have the privilege of playing in a top 10 matchup against Houston in the Cotton Bowl. This was set to be Joe Montana's last game donning the green and gold, and the only proper way to send off his legendary career would be to leave South Bend as a 2-time Cotton Bowl champion. This game kicked off in brutal weather, with temperatures in the 20s and wind speeds up to 30 miles an hour. The Fighting Irish started off well and jumped out to a 2-score lead in the first quarter.
Fumble. It was, got away. Set for Montana. Joe Montana up the middle, and Mastak has it at the 15 to the 10.
Going left to right of your screen, Notre Dame must put some points on the board when they have the win in the first quarter.
Montana's rolling and looking and keeping, and Montana pass to shoulder and touchdown Notre Dame. Knaffel is holding for him. Knaffel puts it down and drops it. Knaffel tries to scramble for it. Mayo tries to get to it. Ball is still loose. The conversion is no good, and the play is ended. 54 yards so far. Sichi puts it up. Elston at the 6-yard line. He's at the 10 at the 15. Barry Elston across the 20 and fumbles the ball at the 24-yard line. And Notre Dame is recovered. Buchanan, touchdown, Notre Dame. Pete Buchanan, the freshman, 6'3", 220-pounder, drove in for the second Notre Dame touchdown of the day. Montana goes and looks. Goes incomplete into the end zone.
Houston would then answer with a touchdown in the first period before putting up 2 more in the second.
It's deep. scramble is on down there about the 12, 13-yard line.
Notre Dame got mixed up.
Eddie Davis, full pivot, sets it up, throws it into the end zone. Touchdown! Taken there by Willis Adams. Third down and 11 yards to go at the 22. Fumble. Houston got the ball. The Cougars have it near the 20-yard line of Notre Dame. Love touchdown. Love took it in for the touchdown. Haynes in the wide right, Houlihan left. Montana rolling. Goes to Houlihan, and it is intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Hatfield. Hatfield is returning, and he's across the 40, 35 to 30. Kenny Hatfield goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line. First and 10, Houston. The 21-yarder is good. Montana intercepted at the 45-yard line and returned. 34-yard attempt. Wyatt puts it down. Hatfield's kick is up, and the 34-yarder is good. It skimmed the board. It just got over, but it made it.
Houston took this 20-12 lead into halftime and certainly had the momentum after putting up 20 unanswered points. Things certainly didn't look good in the Notre Dame locker room as Joe Montana was busy fighting off hypothermia. His internal temperature had gotten to 96 degrees Fahrenheit, so the team doctor had covered him in blankets and started feeding him chicken soup. The process of warming body temperature up to a safe place takes some time, so Notre Dame had to start the second half without Montana. With their leader absent, things only got worse for the Fighting Irish.
Completed pass to the 25-yard line, taken there by Willis Adams. Davis, touchdown. Andy Davis captured himself. On the line of scrimmage for the Houston Cougars. Oh, and they block it. They block it. Houston has the ball. Houston at the Notre Dame 5-yard line. Davis has got it, and it's a touchdown.
At this point, things looked hopeless for Notre Dame, and it looked like Montana's final game would end in a blowout loss as he helplessly laid in the locker room trying not to freeze to death. But Joe Cool was never one to quit on a game, and a clearly still frigid Montana stepped out of the locker room and started warming up on the sideline. On Notre Dame's next drive, Montana went back in, but he didn't exactly spark life back into the Irish offense.
Short drop. Montana now going to Chris Haynes, and it is intercepted at the 12-yard line.
View of Texas. You see Montana a little trouble. He went to his right. And over and right in the arms of Elvis Bradley, intended for Chris Haynes.
The game was now in the fourth quarter, and the Irish had great field position following a punt from Houston. They needed to make this drive count.
10. Running backs a split for Montana. Intercepted at the 25-yard line and returned to the 34.
This was Montana's fourth interception of the game and second since coming back in the second half. There truly was no life in this Notre Dame offense, but the defense was playing well and forced a 3-and-out on Houston's next drive. It didn't seem to matter much, however, as Montana and company immediately went 3-and-out and punted right back. On the ensuing drive, the Fighting Irish defense once again forced a 3-and-out, and the punt team set up the offense with a golden opportunity.
Unit is in with Jay Wyatt. Deep punt formation, and he bobbles it, picks it up, kicks it up into the air, partially blocked. Gets to the 22-yard line and is taken there. And so it will be Notre Dame's ball. There's a penalty marker.
The offense was not going to get a better chance than this, as the drive would start from the 11-yard line. With only 10 minutes left in the game, the Fighting Irish had to punch this one in.
Montana rolling. Bendinger incomplete in the end zone. Montana short drop and rolls now. Stops and throws back. Incomplete. Montana. Look for Haynes. He's covered, and he gets rid of it just barely.
as Leonard Mitchell, number 70.
This really seemed to be the death sentence for Notre Dame. They had an offense that hadn't scored since the first quarter and had blown 2 golden opportunities to score a touchdown. There was still a small sliver of hope for Notre Dame, though, as their defense continued to fight and once again forced a quick punt out of Houston. With just over 7 minutes left in the game, the Irish special teams unit would spark life back into their team.
Well, that one is blocked. And Notre Dame gets the football. That ball can be advanced, and it's being advanced right into the end zone, and it is taken in there for a touchdown. Right now it's 34-18 with conversion attempt coming, and rolling is Montana, and he throws, and it is gathered in for 2 points. Taken in the end zone for 2 points by Vegas Ferguson.
With that 2-point conversion, Notre Dame suddenly trailed by just 14 points and looked to have a real shot at coming back in this game. After kicking off, the Notre Dame defense forced yet another 3-and-out after stuffing Houston on 3rd and short. Following a short punt, it seemed like Montana had finally warmed up as he quickly marched his team down the field.
It's left to play here. Montana on the money this time, completes it into a left set. Montana going to Evans. He's got it. Evans is out of bounds at the 14-yard line, where it's another 1st and 10 for Notre Dame. The Irish up 3rd down and goal to go inside the 2-yard line of Houston. Montana's rolling. He's going to try to take it in, and he's got it. Touchdown, Montana. Montana's the quarterback. Rolls, and he's going to try to get to the flag. Now throws, and it's good for 2 points. He hit Haynes. He found Chris Haynes, his favorite pass receiver, and gunned it right in there.
Following this 2-point conversion, Notre Dame now trailed by only 6 points with 4 minutes left in the game. A touchdown could now win it for the Irish, but they needed their defense to make one last stand.
3rd down and 7 yards to go. Andy Davis. Incomplete. Tried to get it to Willis Adams. Dave Waymer covered, and that'll make it a 4th down.
This was truly incredible. Another 3-and-out had given the offense just over 2 minutes to drive down and win the game. The stage was set. Joe Montana, in his final game as a member of the Fighting Irish, had a chance to pull off a miracle win.
Turn out, and it's complete to Haynes. Chris Haynes simply moves it to the 43-yard line. Montana, penalty marker is dropped at the line of scrimmage. Montana knocked off his feet at the 50-yard line. Montana. And it is complete. Taken by Houlihan.
And that's enough for the 1st down, Lindsey. Needed 11.
56-yard line. Montana. Montana's going to run it. He's at the 30-yard line. Drops the ball. The scramble is on. And Houston got the ball.
This was heartbreaking. Joe Montana's legendary career was going to end in a loss where he was responsible for 6 turnovers. While a clearly emotional Montana was being consoled on the sidelines, the defense was out on the field fighting till the bitter end. They knew they had 2 timeouts left and technically had a chance to get the ball back with less than a minute left in the game, and stop them they did, forcing Houston to punt with 46 seconds left in the game.
Around his staff. Rolling is Davis. Gets it out there to the 24-yard line. Houston's leading 34-28. The snap. Got it off under a heavy rush.
Notre Dame was offsides.
It is rolling along the 45-yard line of Houston. Penalty markers are down. Offsides against Notre Dame.
Following this offsides penalty by Notre Dame, Houston had a tough decision to make. They could decline the penalty and let Notre Dame start a drive from the 45-yard line. They could accept a penalty and punt again, which could potentially result in the punt being blocked, or they could accept the penalty and go for the win on 4th and 1. Houston head coach Bill Yeoman ultimately decided to keep it in his guys' hands and trust the offense to gain 1 yard.
Houston is leading 34-28. 35 seconds left to play in the Cotton Bowl game.
I don't think he got it.
I don't think he did either. Notre Dame takes the ball on downs. It's at the 29-yard line of Houston.
This was truly remarkable. Against all odds, Montana and the offense now had 28 seconds to pull out a miracle.
34-28, that's a margin of 6 points. Montana Montana. Montana, well, he'll have to get it to the sidelines, and he goes across the sideline marker, but the spot is being marked up there at the 18. It is a first down for Notre Dame.
And that'll stop the clock, Lindsey. In college football, the clock does stop.
Right. 15 seconds. Notre Dame is ready to go first and 10 at the 18-yard line. Montana pops this one, and it's Chris Hayes. Shouldering inside the 10-yard line and down to the 8. Montana. Incomplete.
3 seconds.
Haynes. 3 seconds. 2 seconds on the clock.
It had all come down to this. One play would determine whether or not Montana would leave South Bend as a champion. If you know anything about Joe Cool, you can probably guess what happens next.
Clock will start on the snap. Houston 34, Notre Dame 28. Montana going. And it's a touchdown. A touchdown taken at the corner.
Unbelievable finish. Houston on top 34-12, and now it's all tied up. And here comes the all-important extra point.
It's tied 34-34. Joe Eunice into a tip. It's up, and it's good. Joe Eunice from Dallas, Texas, kicked the extra point, and the game is over.
Somehow, someway, Notre Dame had found a way to come back and win this game, but the game wasn't over.
Notre Dame has been penalized, and so they're going to try another conversion. It's still tied, as you were. It's still tied 34-34.
What pressure.
Knaffel will hold, and Joe Eunice will have to try to do it again. It's down, Eunice kicks it, and it is good. Now Notre Dame has won the football game, 35-34.
And Montana has done it again.
He has, in fact. Joe Montana has brought them from behind.
This iconic comeback would come to be known as the Chicken Soup Game. I'm sorry, I can't say that with a straight face. The Chicken Soup Game was the best they could come up with? Yeah, I get it. Joe Montana was fed chicken soup to warm up while he was shivering in the locker room. But Notre Dame scored 23 unanswered points in the fourth quarter and scored a game-winning touchdown on the final play of the game. How about, I don't know, the Montana Miracle or Joe Cool's comeback, something like that. Anything other than the Chicken Soup Game. Let me put it this way. If there was a game known as the Hot Dog Game, would you sit there and go, man, that sounds like some team made an incredible fourth quarter comeback and won the game on a Hail Mary? Or maybe would you think the fans were mad at the refs and they started throwing hot dogs on the field or something? Just food for thought. Anyway, y'all should subscribe. I've got tons of incredible stories like this planned for the future with footage you can't find anywhere else. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and leave a comment down below with a suggestion for what story you'd like to see me do next.